Good morning, children. I hope you all are doing good. Sorry for yesterday's Google Meet. We really had a very network problem or what, I don't know, but we really did not have the class as we wanted. But anyhow, I hope you all have understood. And some of you really even answered me back the S2, which I told you to do. Some of you I know might not know and all this. So what I'm trying to do today is I'm going to discuss the lesson 2, revolution and season. Plus I'm going to discuss solstice and equinox, lesson number 3. I'm going to attach two PDFs, lesson number 2 and 3 PDFs, which you have done in yesterday's Google Meet. And I'm going to give you some assignments. I have told yesterday's Google Meet that please complete S2. I don't know how many of you know or have done, but I can tell you that you can do it from today, as I will be giving you time till next Tuesday to complete it. No problem. Okay. So don't worry. But today I'll be discussing again both the lesson and I'll be attaching two PDFs along with it. Okay. So let's go into today's class. So motions of the earth, revolution and season, which we have done yesterday in Google Meet, and today is solstice and equinox. So in our first class, that is on Tuesday, we have done rotation of the earth. Rotation of the earth means earth rotating on its own axis without moving. And that's how we get the circle of illumination when they faces the sun, and plus rotating on its own axis, the place where it rotates. That's called axis. This is what we have learned in Tuesday's class. Yesterday's Google Meet we have discussed about revolution. Revolution means the earth revolving around the sun. That's called revolution. And when that happens, we get seasons. Because of that, we get different seasons and we get a year. Now, when this rotates, it rotates in a fixed path, and the rotation is in elliptical in shape, not round, it is slanted. And this elliptical plane is formed by the Earth's orbit. Okay. So, 1 year is 365 days, but there is a 6 hours extra every year. But we calculate the year as 365 days. And so the 6 hours every year we calculate after 4 years, 6 4 is 24, that is 1 day we add in the 4th year, and that is called as leap year, where we have 366 days. And this how we get our revolution. And during this revolution, because of this revolution, we get seasons. So we'll see that. So you can see here, rotation means earth rotating on its own axis. Revolution means the earth rotating around the sun is called revolution. Now because of that we get seasons. There are 4 main seasons: summer, autumn, winter, spring. And why does these seasons cost? How do they cost? Because of the tilt of the earth. You can see this earth is little bit tilted. It's like this, not like this. 23.5 degree tilted. And that's why we get these seasons. Another is changing of the place and position of the earth, and because of that the sun rays are different, and because of that we have these seasons are caused. So the tilt of the earth and revolution of the earth. Now where the reasons for this season are there, the combination of revolution around the sun and the fixed angle of the earth axis result in the following seasonal change, which you have understood: the tilt of the earth and the revolution. Because of this seasons happen. Now when it happens, what happens to the earth? Some different seasons we have temperature changes, angle of sunlight, and number of daylight hours. For example, now as we are approaching November, December, we can see daylights are less, nights are longer. So here you can see the seasons, like it starts from, say, from here. When you see it starts from here, then it goes to there, September, December, or you can say it starts from this side, then March, then June, September, December. And let me tell you, when one hemisphere, suppose when this hemisphere is facing the sunlight, the other hemisphere is not facing. So you can see that then this side what happens becomes summer and the other side becomes winter. So when one side becomes spring, the other side becomes autumn. Okay, this way you can understand. Okay, suppose say this is winter, then this will be summer, and suppose say this one is autumn, and then this one will be spring, and the vice versa, because when one is facing the sun, the other is going back. Okay, so this way depending upon the hemisphere, the weather is changed. In Earth's rotation, this tilted part of the rotation is 23.5 degree, and when the Earth rotates in revolution, that also little bit tilted in 66.5 degree. Okay. Now we have already read this, but again just for it, why do we have seasons? The seasons we have because the tilt of the Earth's axis. Now the Earth axis tilted how much degree? 23.5 degree. The sun rays are more directly hit the part of the Earth that is tilted. Now which phase part is tilted? That part gets more sunlight. And when they get more sunlight, of course, daylight hours are more in that hemisphere than that is tilted toward the sun. Which part is tilted toward the sun and facing the sun has more daylight, and the other side has longer nights. Now along with that, if we add today's lesson, it's very simple because that is also the same revolution we are talking, and solstice and equinox also will be talking about the same revolution. So if we do these two lessons together, you will understand more better. So you can see we have already talked about this revolution before in revolution. Now see solstice. Now this place and this place are known as solstice. So solstice happens two times, summer solstice, winter solstice. Same equinox also happens two times, this side and this side. The equinox, and one is in March, 21 March, and one is in 23rd September. And solstice, summer solstice is 21 June and winter solstice is 22nd December. Okay, so now let's learn more about it. Now two solstices. First we'll talk about two solstices. One is summer solstice, one is winter solstice. Okay. Now what happened during the solstice? When they are solstice, what happened actually? What happened is that sun rays fall directly on either side of the tropics. You know tropics? Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn. Okay. So they fall sunlight directly on the tropics. Now number first is summer solstice. Every year on 21st June, the northern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun. As a result, Tropic of Cancer receives direct sunlight, and areas beyond the Arctic Circle till the pole experience continuous daylight for 6 months. This means that it's summer in the northern hemisphere at that period of time, and places in the northern hemisphere experience longer days and shorter nights. The southern hemisphere experience the exact reverse condition. It is winter there, the days are shorter and the nights are longer. So you understood? On 21st June, the days is longer, the nights is shorter for that northern hemisphere. So when northern hemisphere are receiving the sunlight and having summer, longer days, shorter nights, then the opposite things happens to the other hemisphere, southern hemisphere. What does southern hemisphere enjoys that time? Longer nights, shorter days. That means they are having winter, you can say, and this side you can say summer, you can say. So this is the difference what happens. Now same in the winter solstice, that is happens on 22nd December every year. Now what happened on 22nd December? The southern hemisphere. Now the southern hemisphere, because when it was northern hemisphere this side, when it rotates back, then now other hemisphere faces the sun. So that is on 22nd December every year what happens? The southern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun. Thus this hemisphere experiences summer. For example, see Australia experiences summer in December because that is southern hemisphere. So in this way, when we are having summer, they are having winter. When they are having winter, we are having summer. Okay. So this way, when this hemisphere experiences summer, the Tropic of Capricorn receives direct sunlight, and due to which the days are longer and nights are shorter to this area. The other areas beyond the Antarctic Circle experiences continuous light for 6 months as it inclines towards the sun. The conditions are exactly opposite in the northern hemisphere. So I understood. In the northern hemisphere, when it's summer, the opposite happens in the northern southern hemisphere. And when southern hemisphere comes and receives the sunlight, the opposite happens in the northern hemisphere. Understood? Now what is equinox? Equinox is also two sides and it happens two times. It happens twice in a year. One is 21st March and one is 23rd September. Now what does these 2 days happens? Neither of the poles are tilted towards the sun. When these two comes this side, neither of the poles means that pole, that axis we are talking about, they are not that tilted toward the sun. Hence what happened? The sun rays fall directly on the equator, exactly in the middle. Equator is in the middle. So during the equinox what happens? The sun rays falls directly in the equator, because when it is tilted, when it is rotating and coming like this, the tilted becomes, it doesn't get tilted, the axis doesn't get tilted, again it gets tilted, then again it comes this side. So because it is less tilted, this side and this side receives direct sunlight in the equator, and because it this what happens, the earth receives equal daylight hours, means say you can say equal hours of day, equal hours of night, 12 hours of day, 12 hours of night. Understood the equinox? So it happens 21st March and 21st September. Neither of the poles are tilted towards the sun, hence the sun rays fall directly on the equator, due to which all the places on the earth experiences equal daylight hours and equal nighttime hours, that is 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night on all the places of the earth. So this is what equinox. Okay, so you can again see the difference between equinox or solstice. When the sun appears farthest north once a year, June 21st, longest day of the year, summer solstice in northern hemisphere. And when the sun appears farthest south once a year, December 21, shortest day of the year, winter solstice in the northern hemisphere. See, in northern hemisphere, 21st June is longest day, and in northern hemisphere, 21st December is shortest day. But it is reverse in southern hemisphere. 21st June in southern hemisphere will be shortest day, and in southern hemisphere this one will be longest day. So reverse. Okay, in equinox there are two solstices when neither hemisphere is tilted towards the sun, neither is tilted, so the noon is directly, means the afternoon, this noon is directly at the equator, and that's why we have equal daylight, 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of night. Now vernal equinox March 25, beginning the spring. When March 21, this starts the beginning of spring, and in that is known as vernal equinox, and on September 22, which is known as autumnal equinox, when it happens beginning of the fall, means autumn. Okay, so March 21 spring, and September it starts autumn. So this is what the difference is. Now please read the section solstice and equinox from page number 27 and 28. But in the PDF, other PDF which yesterday's PDF, Google Meet PDF, which I am going to attach today, in that also it will be read that read the section revelation and season from page number 27. So that means you read page number 27, 26, 27, 28, and you read both the section revelation and season, solstice and equinox. Complete your S3 in your notebook, plus complete your S2, which I have given yesterday in the Google Meet. You have enough time, don't worry, you can do today, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, till Tuesday also. If you do and show me in WhatsApp, that's okay, no problem. Okay, complete practice question 4 and 7. 4 and 7 are match the column and pick the correct something, so that you can do in your content book. Only question 5 you have to do in your notebook, which will be question is that why seasons are happen. So for that I have already given you answer in this video also, because of the tilted part and because of the revelation. So already answers are there, you can write, nothing to worry. Assignment, only thing you have to do is one assignment which I will be giving in Google Classroom. This assignment is also going to be very small, it's going to be very simple. What is the difference between solstice and equinox? You can write both the definition, finish, or one in the video also I have given one picture now, difference of solstice and equinox, plus I am giving it in the PDF also. So what question I will be giving in Google Classroom is very easy. Difference between solstice and equinox. If you are still in doubt, please contact me. But do remember, you need to complete S2, you need to complete S3, and 4 and 7 is content book, and 5 notebook. Not much time, hardly it will take 1 to 2 hours, and I think enough time is there. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you've got enough time. Okay, Tuesday we'll be completing this lesson. I'll do a quick review on Tuesday and little bit about the daylights and all. Daylight we have already discussed, but little more I will discuss. So on Tuesday your lesson will be complete. Again, thank you. Stay home, stay safe. All of you have great time. Start doing your lessons little by little, and take care. See you again. Bye bye.